So there are a lot of people who practice conscious manifestation and study spirituality, and they do so because internally there's some sense of trust in that idea, right? We feel that ultimately we're a spiritual being, and what that really means is that there is this world and layers and the dimension in life that is beyond the physical five sensory world. We feel intuitively inside that there's more to life, more than what you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch. And conscious manifestation is a practice to deliberately navigate your mind to picture, image, thoughts of your desire, what's congruent with your desire, so you can consciously bring your idea into creation in this 3D world. Manifestation is about moving the energy from the spiritual plane using your psycho-emotional mind into the 3D physical world. Now, everybody is manifesting all the time. So if you feel a sense of lack, what comes back to us is a lack. If you're focusing on what you don't want, what comes back to us is the result of the energy of not wanting, because that's the universal law of attraction and reciprocity. And just like the law of gravity exists all the time, the universal law of vibration, which the vibratory energy that the molecules inside of the body is vibrating, and what attracts to that is working all the time. So you're in a constant creation mode, whether you're aware of it or not. But conscious manifestation is about consciously navigating the picture in the mind and the feeling in the body to align with what you desire instead of what you do not desire. Now, when we start practicing that, you start believing and practicing that because you see and feel something beyond what you can see as a physical body. And what requires in that context, in that process, is to begin believing that you are powerful. You begin believing that the power that lies inside of you and I and all of us is exactly the same power as the power that's moving the entire universe, cosmos, the entire world. Like sun exists, the earth exists, moon exists, everything is operating in a perfect manner. Some of the imperfection is perfectly imperfect, right? Now, if the sun is a little bit more closer to the earth, we're gonna be burned, right? So in the digestive system, right, everything is operating in a perfect manner unless you eat some processed food or whatever, right? So the nature gave us a perfect equilibrium to be able to live on this earth plane. And then when you begin believing that the power that resides, that surrounds us and resides within us, you start experiencing the power inside to be able to create what you desire in the 3D world. That's the conscious manifestation. Now, I believe that the work of conscious manifestation and moving into understanding and living a spiritually based life are interconnected. Yeah. So today though, in this video, what I wanted to talk about was how come people believe in that and practice that, but where is the disconnect? Where is the disconnect? Because many people want to practice and it seems like they're studying it, but they're not manifesting or they're not living fully. So one of the most important things that I have found and come across over the years studying and engaging with different people is that there's a huge difference between understanding intellectually using your mind versus embodying the idea that you just learned intellectually. So in other words, learning about something is different from learning it. Learning about the information is you intellectually know about it, but learning it is that you're actually owning and living and embodying and mastering it. Now, I often like to sort of contrast this inner work versus things that you do with the body. For instance, exercise, right? So when you learn about something and have an intellectual understanding about personal development and spirituality, and you absorb that information in your mind, that's exactly the same as reading a book or watching a video about yoga or resistance training or ballet or gymnastic. Yeah. And everybody can understand that you won't be able to do it just by watching it. So if you are one of those people who are going after different YouTube video, including my channel, or reading books after book, gathering information for the sake of feeling like you are learning something, but nevertheless, you feel like you're not executing and embodying, is because you might be falling under this trap of gathering information from different places, but actually you're not letting the subconscious mind, which is your body, to practice what you learn. So the difference between that is learning about it and learning it. Intellectually understanding the concept versus embodying it, right? So your body is your subconscious mind, and we know that the body won't change until we actually take action and do the thing. Your body is not going to change just by reading a book about exercise, reading a book about yoga, or watching some sort of movement. We get inspired, but if we want to change our body, we must do the thing. Same as personal development and spirituality. If you want to absorb that idea and embody and begin living that practice, we want to be able to change the subconscious mind. So how do we do that, right? How do we do that? Now, we want to be able to, first of all, repeat over and over and over the same video. For instance, now this is perfect, right? If you really want to master embodying the work, watch this particular video like every single day for 30 days. How come? Because if you watch just one time, it goes to your intellectual mind. And if you go to a different YouTube video and then engage in different information, and often people do that when they just feel like it, or when they have some issue and then you want to lean into a different idea, right? But that only triggers and stimulates the intellectual mind. But when you repeat over and over and over until you can remember what I'm talking here, right? And then you kind of know what I'm going to say next. Just like when you listen to a music over and over, you know what the next lyric is, right? And if you watch this video, particular video, if you're committed and dedicated to absorb that spiritual practice and conscious manifestation, you wanna watch this video over and over so you can master embodiment. Mastering embodiment start with repeating, right? Now, if you go to the gym or practice yoga, if you go to a ballet studio or gymnastic, you practice over and over and over until the body learns how to do it without you thinking about it, right? That's an unconscious competent. You don't think about it, but you're competent in doing it. So when you are engaging in this spiritual work, manifestation work, you want to repeat and put your mind into that garden of information over and over and over until that becomes a natural energetic tonality, and then you feel like you are owning it. And then what needs to happen is to begin applying what you're particularly practicing in your day-to-day life by reflecting. So let's say if you're working on your thoughts, then you want to be reviewing your day to begin reflecting how your thought went. Or if you're working on your belief, you want to be able to identify what the belief is that you want to change, and you want to begin observing your day, where you are coming from, what kind of belief you are operating from that leads you to think something, leads you to say in a certain way, leads you to do the thing or not do the thing, right? That comes from your belief. So begin reflecting and observing your day-to-day behavior, including your thinking behavior, feeling behavior, your internal behavior, and external action-based behavior. based on your desire and what you're moving into is necessary. And then to stay connected with this, energy. So another layer though that I sort of want to share, because this is something that I've been working extensively, right? Many people know the power of now. Even Eckhart Tolle wrote a book about power of now, being fully present in the moment. Now, the conceptual understanding of present moment and the embodiment of how you can living every single moment in being in the moment is completely different. And for this particular piece though, what you really want to practice is to let go of the mind, because the mind is what move you to a future image and the past image. And when the mind moves to the future image and the past image, the body automatically experiences that. Yeah, when you think a certain thought, your body is going to have a corresponding feeling related to that thought. So if you think a future thought which only exists in the mind, this is something I want everybody to really understand. Future and the past does not exist, but only in your mind that you project, right? When the future comes, it's in the moment. When the past occurred, it was in the moment back then, right? But we have an ability, this is a human superpower ability, to project the future. And I believe there's no other animals who can do, right? They can backtrack and think of the past concept, and we know that it's the past and it's not in the moment. Although when you think about the past, it's happening in the moment. You're repeating the past internally, and you can project to the future, and you're thinking something that is not here, but you're creating that in the now, right? Now, nothing wrong with thinking about the future if that image is serving you. Nothing wrong with thinking about the past if that image and feeling is serving you, because that's something that you're creating in the present moment. But the point is that when we begin understanding that dynamic, and when we understand that the only thing that prevents us from being in this direct now present moment experience is the activity of the mind. So why am I saying that in this context, in this video of learning about it and learning it? Because when you become fully present in a moment, understanding how to let go of the mind, you can absorb and embody, creating that shift in your subconscious mind faster. The mind is what tricks us to gather information and think that you're learning, but you just learn about it. Yeah. So what I would like to suggest is to repeat this video over and over and over. So the idea of embodiment, idea of truly learning at the core of your being, so you can have a transformation, a next 30 days practice. And then begin identifying what is it that you're working on. You might be in the program, you might be working on the book. By the way, if you're reading a book and if you want to learn a concept, you want to read one paragraph over and over and over, not the entire book. People have this tendency of reading the book from the beginning to the end, and once they read one time, you go to the next book. That's exactly how we don't want to do if you want to master embodiment. You don't need to read the entire book. You read the book and identify places that you want to work on, right? If you have a tendency of being worried about something, your book that you're reading might have something that helps you to relieve and shift that experience. Then you focus on that one segment and then be in that energy of that idea of one segment until you find yourself doing it in your day-to-day life. Then you can begin shifting your subconscious mind. So in this video, I talked about the difference between learning about it and learning it. If you really want to master conscious manifestation and embody spirituality, instead of understanding intellectually, We want to know and learn how to embody so your subconscious changes. And when the subconscious changes, your outer world, because the outer world is a mirror, will reflect how you are becoming. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you in the next video.